So, Gleyber Torres has found a new home. Everybody, happy Friday. So, Gleyber Torres, right out the gate, Gleyber Torres has found a new home. It's right from Jesse Rogers from ESPN. It's on MLBTradeRumors.com. He signed a 1-year, $15 million contract with the Detroit Tigers. So he'll be playing for AJ Hinch. He'll be playing with his buddy Javi Baez. He's going to be their primary second baseman over in Detroit. So maybe a change of scenery will do him some good. Congratulations to Gleyber Torres. Congratulations to the Tigers. It's another player. And maybe now this will start triggering the second base market, right? The Yankees have been waiting for a while to try to figure out whether they're going to trade for a second baseman or a third baseman and so on. I still think they're going to wait out the market, but this gives us a little bit of some type of threshold in terms of free agency and whatnot. The trade market might be a little bit different. I do think they're going to pursue the trade market since they're right at that $300 million mark right now. So they're going to have to cut some payroll, but I do think it's going to be strategic cutting. You know, a lot of teams who need pitching, so I could see Marcus Stroman being moved at some point. I don't see it happening right now. I don't see anybody making a move out of desperation. But a lot of teams can use a guy that can throw 115 plus innings. And again, he's got a triggering option for 2026. So if he throws 140 innings, it triggers his option for 2026. So teams are going to be strategic in that regard in terms of Marcus Stroman. I can also see the Yankees moving somebody like Trent Grisham to clear some payroll space as well. And again, with the there is an expectation right now that the MLB is going to be filing another grievance against a couple of teams for not spending. There's an article circulating right now, but it's from 2020. It's about old news. It's not a new one right yet. We haven't heard any updates as of right now as to whether the MLBPA Players Association is going to file another grievance. But if they do, it's likely going to be against the Tampa Rays or the A's or the Marlins, maybe even the Pittsburgh Pirates, teams that just don't spend. Teams that are large recipients of revenue-sharing money that don't invest in their product, don't invest in their teams, and just pocket the money. Okay, and unfortunately, these grievances are going to continue to be filed as long as they keep violating the rules set forth by the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, right? So stay tuned. Again, if you're a baseball fan, especially Yankees, and you're not subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. Okay, please hit that notification too. That way you don't miss anything. When news comes out, I promise you'll get it. I thank you so much for your support. My goal is to get the channel to 30K subs in 2025. So your support really means the world. But Gleyber Torres found a new home. Maybe things will start moving a little bit. We're hearing also that Corbin Burns is looking for 7 years, $245 million, which is the same exact contract that Steven Strasburg got from the Washington Nationals. It's a little less. It would be a little bit less per year annually than Blake Snell, but obviously $60 million more. So the overall layout here would be key. But he also comes with a qualifying offer, as does Alex Bregman, as does Pete Alonso, as does some Teoscar Hernandez, a lot of these other guys. So one reason why these guys aren't signed yet. If these guys weren't attached to QOs, if QOs wasn't a thing right now, most of these guys would have been signed already. Okay, but teams do not want to forfeit draft picks and international money when you have guys that are going to be pretty good internationally coming to the league right now. They can try to get on a much cheaper route, and that same thing applies to the Yankees. Okay, which is why I don't see Alex Bregman coming here, at least until they figure out what's going on with Roki Sasaki. If Roki Sasaki signs with them or signs elsewhere, maybe it creates an opening at that point. Maybe they haven't addressed the position. I know there's a lot of appetite for Carlos Correa too. He's got the postseason moxie. He's an elite glove, but he's got 4 years, potentially 8 years left on his contract. 4 guaranteed years at 31 to 33 million per, and then 4 vesting option years after that at the same price. So you got to take it as you will. If you really want to shake up the baseball world, you go get a Carlos Correa. But that's going to require them to offload probably Marcus Stroman and Trent Grisham, which is not going to be an easy task. So maybe if the MLB Players Association officially files a grievance and starts to come after these teams, then maybe they'll be a little bit more inclined to spend. Because basically these teams are being penalized or have been penalized for not spending money. Not that they can't. Okay, they're recipients of a lot of revenue sharing. They're getting free money from teams like the Yankees, the Mets, the Dodgers, on occasion the Red Sox, the Padres, right? Revenue sharing from these teams. Big money, okay? And they're pocketing it. They're not spending it on players. That's a problem. So this is why I hope the grievance is officially filed again. And again, there's an article, like I said, there's an article circulating right now, but it looks like it's from 2020 from a previous grievance. So, but I expect another grievance to be happening at some point too. At some point you have to make an example out of these folks. This is why folks like myself and a lot of other folks are talking about a salary floor. I don't think a salary cap's going to happen with the Players Association, but a salary floor where teams are required to spend said amount of money on their players, right? Or lose your draft picks or lose internationally or something. The teams that invest in their products at the top, who spend, should not be the ones being penalized. Yankees should not be the ones giving up, all this revenue sharing, giving up all these international money, right? Draft picks and so on and so forth because they're signing somebody with a QO. The same should apply to every other team as well. So I think that's one of the things that needs to change too. I would scrap the QO attachments to other stuff, and I would also instill in a salary floor. But again, I don't work for Major League Baseball. These people don't pay me. This is just speaking from a baseball fan, a longtime baseball fan, a former player, and then someone who has a background in economics who thinks this is a responsible idea here. Investing in your product is not a foreign term. It's not a foreign thing. Yankees invest in their product every year. That's why they're competitive every year. So, and the Dodgers are doing it more recently now. Now the Mets are doing it, right? The Padres, the Red Sox, to a degree the Cubs, like some of these other teams are spending now, right? So hopefully it'll continue that. And again, contracts like Juan Soto and Shohei Ohtani help elevate the next threshold for players. Salaries. This is why you're going to see some crazy prices, crazy salaries. This is just the way that the game evolves. And it's going to be very much salary-based. So, but stay tuned, gang. I'll keep you updated on all this. But what are your thoughts about, are you happy with Gleyber Torres? I mean, staying in the American League, go to Detroit Tigers. I don't really think they're going to be much of a competitor just yet. I mean, they did make the postseason last year, but they haven't added to Tarek Skubal in the rotation. So they got to bat with Gleyber Torres. He's going to the Central. At least he's not in our division. So there's that. But I want to know what your thoughts are about the Players Association. Do you think they should file another grievance against these teams, and why? Because again, this is why I talk about recently about the Yankees potentially making a trade with the Marlins, because they're one of the instigators, one of the perpetrators of this thing, right? Teams that gets a lot of revenue sharing money, doesn't spend it. So Pirates have been there, the Rays have been there, the Oakland A's have been there. All these teams have committed the same offense, right now, and something's got to be done about it, really. So would I be surprised if they filed another agreements? No, I think they should. I think they should be made, make an example out of these teams. Let them know you can't just keep doing this. They're going to lose their revenue sharing money. They're going to lose their top draft pick or something. Lose something, right? At the very least, the draft revenue sharing money. You shouldn't get a dime if you're not going to spend it. Not a dime. So, but going back to everything else, I mean, the Yankees have one more big move up their sleeves, I think. We don't know what it's going to be, but I think it's going to be a trade for either a second baseman or a third baseman. Who are the fits? We've talked about them. We heard of some names. We haven't heard of some names. So, but that could be a different scenario in January. That could be a different scenario in February, which is why I do think Brian Cashman's going to wait this market out, and in the meantime, probably address the bullpen. Maybe get some lefties in here. They were locked in on, focused on Tim Hill and Andrew Chafin. Maybe you can get these two lefties here, and that would give them a lot more versatility in the pen too. So stay tuned, gang. There's a lot more news coming. A lot of people, and again, like I always said, have a great rest of your year. We're a couple days away from 2025, and may your 2025 be much bigger and better than 2024 has ever been. So you guys are the best. I appreciate your support always. Appreciate you coming and spending time with me. And I'll keep you updated on every piece of news that comes in, Yankees or not. Okay? Peace and love to all of yous. See you next time.